What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video, back once again in Wind Valley Park, our challenge park. Here in episode 3, we're going to be playing through our second year of operation. So this is going to be great. We've gone through our first month for the opening of Thunderjolt. So this season, we're going to be focusing a lot on park improvements and such like that. It's not going to be anything too fancy. Probably won't be as exciting as the last episode where we built a new roller coaster for our park. So for this episode, we're going to be focusing on general park improvements and maybe even add a new building or something for the following season. It's not going to be anything extensive. We're going to be just improving the park throughout and just kind of making some general enhancements, making the park just look a little bit nicer. So maybe I can add a few details here and there just to make everything just starting to look a little bit newer, nicer, all that such, and everything like that. Just like maybe even little specks of detail on some of the rides and attractions. We're probably going to be adding a new shop. We're probably going to do some research. So let's go ahead and head to some research. Actually, before that, we're going to start a marketing campaign. Let's do, as we want to market Thunderjolt a little bit. Online campaigns. These will all cost like 1,000, 5,000. We can do TV shows for 5,000. Let's do just some online campaigns. Let's just start off with that. Alright, we're not going to auto-renew it. We're just going to run a marketing campaign for that. And let's start on some research. So I want to research some gift shops. Let's do the Hats Fantastic. That way we can get that going. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the max so we can get that researched as fast as we can. This year we're going to do put a lot of stuff into researching so we can do some more, add some more stuff in the future. As you can see, there's little to no litter. I see a little bit here, so maybe we can improve by putting in another trash can over here, just on both sides here. You just got to pinpoint some of these small spots, I guess, to get that nice and neat. All right. As you can see, we can make this a future pathway for future expansion. That's something we could look into as well. Again, we're already over $9,000, which is crazy. Now, I want to start on our next investment, and that's going to be the Hats Fantastic gift shop. So what we're going to do is we are going to start clearing some space for that. Again, this is sort of a down year since we're not adding any new like big attraction or anything. What we're actually going to be doing is just be working on a little bit of a new shop, and that's basically all we're going to get. As it's under research right now, and again, we are going to try and get that park balance bonus. All right, we're going to stick with the wood theme just for this shop. I'm gonna leave the roof off for now because we want to build a little bit on the inside. So we're gonna have to wait until that shop is researched, which it shouldn't take too much longer. We're already at 70% with 5 days to go. All right, it's done. And we have unveiled Hats Fantastic. Now, I want to see if we can get... All right, so next would be Looney Balloons. I was kind of hoping that we could get just a memento, but we're going to do Hats Fantastic for this shop. Something we could also do is research a couple things like a few coasters, maybe. Might be a good idea. There's a lot of different stuff. All about airtime. I'm not sure if that's the hyper coaster. It could be. Let's go ahead and research a ride. Alright, we are going to close this up. But you can see our new shop is getting ready to be prepped here. We're gonna have a path cover in here, so you're not gonna be able to see everything going on in here. And that's gonna be our idea. So let's go ahead and put a cover in here, and I think we're just gonna use a wooden floor. Our hat's fantastic. Building is looking pretty good. It's our first shop where you have to go inside. Alright, let's go ahead and try and maybe stick to a grid system here. And I want to kind of have a nice open path here. Since we are becoming a little bit more of a popular park now, we're going to have more visitors, so it's nice to have some little extra pathways, nice wider pathways for our guests. I think we're going to connect this on both sides and make this a small planter on the middle here. And I think I might actually put some picnic benches and stuff right there. Again, we are still a smaller park, so this is going to still look a little bit tacky with the fencing and such like that. But there's still a lot that's going to be under construction and everything, so we're going to do one more path there, and then we're going to start on some park benches. And then that would be quite nice. You can see how open it is. We might put a little bit more into this. So let's go ahead and actually do our first bit of custom curbing here. And since we already have a fence up there, we can just do some like foliage or something along those lines going right here. However, we are going to have to continue this fence into our building. But you can kind of see how this is going to turn out. A nice new big open area for our guests. And then over here, we're going to just kind of work on our foliage. Maybe put in some plants, bushes, things in that nature. We're also going to want to put down some lampposts. We're going to use these same lampposts that we have been using throughout the park for consistency purposes. And I might even go as far as put in some planters here. So let's find planters, because this is a little bit too open for me. Could just be me, but I feel like it's a little bit too open. Alright, I'm going to put a couple of benches at the ends here too. And a few more trash bins. We're also going to go to our curbs, because we don't want guests walking through our trees here. Now, those trees do kind of go over that a little bit, but that's alright. I'm almost thinking about doing another layer of benches here. Just to fill in the path a bit more. So that is basically prepped and ready to go for next year. To open up, we could still add a few things like maybe a backstage area back here. That could be a thing we do end up doing here. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. So, complete with a backstage area for our new shop / facilities. Alright, so new shop coming in for next year. With that being said, let's go ahead and work on the shops we already have. And what I'm going to do is make some more backstage areas. So, I kind of want to accomplish the same thing here. See, this backstage area is looking quite nice. I'm actually pretty happy with how that's going to take place. And you can see that this area is going to fit in quite nicely with the rest of the park once we do get it connected. We're actually getting close to September, which means we're down to just 2 months for the rest of this season. And we've definitely made a lot of money this year, so that is a good sign that the park is doing the best it's ever been. With $25,000, we could do a substantial investment for the following season. But for this season, we're going to, again, have a slight off year and not spend too much. We're just going to do, again, some general park improvements. Make the park look nice and cozy. And such things like that. Now, another cool thing I want to do, let's go ahead and add some lighting on our lift hill for Thunder Jolt. Okay, so let's start on the straightened sections here. So that will look cool at night. Man, it's insane to think we're already in the month of September for this park right now. It's awesome. All right, let's check on our research. I keep forgetting about that research. Okay, we actually have not even finished the research on this ride yet. I thought it would already be done by now, but and we got to figure out how this planter is gonna kind of turn out too, since we're connecting it to this. I'm thinking about starting another research thing here. Do Ticky Chicky, Gulpy. I think we do want to do Gulpy, which we're going to set to 750. Let's set this down to 1500, which adds a little bit, but I kind of want to even out with not spending as much on it. That way we can also research this Gulpy. So now we're going to have to look into our future plans of what we're going to want to do with this, with our following season. So we're adding a shop for year 3. Now we need to figure out what we want to do for year 4. If we're going to have another off year, or should we add maybe another ride or something like that. And I think we should do some pretty big investing, but in a new section. I think we should open a new area of the park. So I'm thinking maybe like an area that includes a couple of rides, a few new shops, something like that. It's a fairly large investment that is going to be a nice new area for the park to open up with. And I'm thinking of something along the lines of that. I think that'd be kind of nice. And I'm thinking about maybe using this area over here as that new section opens. And it's going to probably double the park capacity, how big the park's going to be. We'll add a couple of rides, a few new shops, and to get there, I think what I'm going to do is make some adjustments here and make this a new pathway that leads back over here, where you can get into the new area. I might even include a small kiddie coaster or something along those lines, but we'll have to wait and find out and plan what we're gonna go with there. I guess to figure out what we're gonna do for that section, and it honestly wouldn't be a bad idea to start construction early, as it is probably gonna be the biggest area and largest investment to date. The coaster obviously was a bit of a challenge with the money that we had, but since we have plenty of funds for this project, we should be able to construct it a little bit quicker than what we were with the coaster. So we can actually go in there, decorate everything, and basically I'm thinking about 2 to 3 new rides and 2 to 3 new shops. So maybe 2 rides and 2 shops or something along those lines to kind of double it up. And I kind of want to have our first bit of theming for this next section as well. I think that would be a nice touch to just add a little bit of theming at the same time. Since we added on to the park on the right, This time, we're going to add a little bit to the left. So with that being said, let's go ahead and think of what kind of theming we should do for this new section. Now, we could research a few new flat rides. That could be something that we could look into as well as we go forward. But looking at the rides that we have, let's see what maybe potentially we could put into this new section. So I think we could put as our thrill ride, we could look at Insanity to be that that big new thrill ride in the park. And I feel like we would probably want to do a gentle ride as well to even it out. Which I think Free Flyer is kind of the idea that I want to go with there, or maybe even the teacups. But we kind of want everything to fit into a certain theme as well. So I think I kind of want to go with a forest. I kind of want to go with a foresty jungle theme of some sorts. And I think the little Free Flyer will be kind of an idea, and we can call it like Treetop Flyers or some Free Flyer. Treetop Flyer or something like that. I think that'd be kind of a cool idea for this ride. And then for Insanity, we could make some sort of theme for that as well. But I kind of want to have lots of foresty, jungle-ish theme, because it's an easy theme for a small park to do. Put down a lot of trees and put in some cool elements with that, some wooden structures and everything like that. Basically, not kind of the same thing we've been doing here, but it's going to be a lot different, if that makes sense, in some way, shape, or form. And we could actually use a different path style or texture too, just to kind of get away from that and make it a little bit different for what we want to do. So I think our game plan here, looking forward into next season, we're going to be looking at Free Flyer, Insanity, and a few other shops that we need to research. I think we'll have a Gulpy for sure, and maybe some other food restaurant, because we have a lot of stuff here to choose from still. And we could have a lot of different stuff. Maybe a hot dog squad or something along those lines that will ultimately help us out. But that way we can invest a lot into the park for that next season. And I think they're going to already do some early prep work for this area of the park, because they do kind of want to have it ready right away, so why not get an early start on it? Kind of see what land we want to use here, and let's go with something along the lines of this. I think that'll be really nice. I think what we could do essentially is just start on some basic structures over here. So we are going to start off with an early building over here that is going to utilize this backstage area already. Let's see if our research is done for both. Yes. So the Airtime Machine is the Anubis, the Giovanola Hypercoaster, and then the Gulpy brand will give us all of our Gulpy shops and such. Alright, Pip Shot, Looney Balloons. Let's go ahead and get Looney Balloons out of the way. And as for rides, a Crazy Classic. Don't know what that means, but it's a Crazy Classic. Let's go ahead and spend at least 1,000 on this, and at least 500 on this. So early prep on this land is going well. As you can see, it is the 19th of October, so we need to start looking into opening up this area. And since nothing's open just yet here, we should be able to go ahead and get a few paths connected here with no issue. And just for the sake of we're not open yet, they're gonna put a little fence here that's in the way, saying, hey, we're not ready yet. But we're getting ready to. So it's gonna look a little weird probably at this point, but that's okay. Place a few more bushes. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum. All right, you can see we are doing well. $34,000. That's pretty solid. Let's check on our research. Looney Balloons is finishing up right now, so maybe we can actually start researching for just a memento, which would be nice. Yep, there it is. Let's go ahead and start searching, doing that. And basically all we have left to do is take down these fences, and I think during the next season we will improve this. I might try and find a way to take down this fence and put a nicer fence in. So we'll look into that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pause. I'm gonna go look for the staff member. That way we have a staff member ready to open it right away. And let's go ahead and take down this fence, which was up for like only for a minute or two. We're gonna pick them up and put them close again when we're ready to open the shop up. All right, it is opening time, so let's go ahead and open the shop up. Hat's Fantastic is now open for business, and one thing I did forget to do is set an advertising destination for these signs. Confirm. And we might as well do it for both of these. And hopefully he'll go back there and actually work it. So let's go ahead and bump this guy's pay up a little bit so he's happy. Laney Gaston is going to be serving us here at Hat's Fantastic, which is now open. So people can start heading towards there. Now, the only downside I have is there's not a whole lot of attractions over here, so I hope it doesn't end up being kind of a lost cause for having this open well over here, because there's not a whole lot going on over here for us. So I hope the shop doesn't like bomb or anything in its first season, which it might just happen. Which might just happen just because we are not don't have much anything over here besides the shop. So if they're coming over here, it would be just for the shop. So obviously it was an off year for us, so not much has happened. Hopefully we can do a little bit of upgrades later on for the park. So when we come back here, we're going to be working on this new section of the park. We have a lot of money to work with, and we're going to put in a new investment here. Now, I don't want to spend much more. My goal is going to be about $20,000 for this investment, and hopefully we can make it worth our while for this section of the park. I think it will look fantastic overall. So anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episode. We do have some guests heading in there for the first time that are buying some hats, so that's good. So now we have a total of 3 different shops, and 4 shops if you include the bathroom, which I don't really include the bathroom. So that's something else we're probably going to put over here, is a second bathroom, a second restroom over there. So that will be nice. But anyways, we have a little bit already started off for this new section of the park with that first shop already underway, and we're going to be going back with a big investment year coming for the next season. So I do notice we have lost a bit of my... Oh, something must have shut down. Oh, yep, our coaster closed, I think. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of our challenge park of Wind Valley Park. A bit of a down year for this episode, but that's okay. Next year is going to be a much bigger year as we start our third season of operation. So I'm very, very excited. I hope you guys are too. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much, and goodbye.